For the Chargers as they will send this one away. Pulls it in at the 13. And good starting field position. He'll get this one all the way up to about the 35-yard line.
At their own 35-yard line.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Already enjoying a two-score lead here late in the second quarter. Not a ton of time left. We'll see if they can work this at least into field goal range and try to get 3 to add on even more to their lead. Looking downfield for Godwin. And he hauls it in for the Buccaneer touchdown. Chris Godwin, 65 yards. And the Bucs will extend their lead in the final minute of the half. Point after, right down the middle. And that will make this a 19-point game.
Buccaneers 28, Chargers 9.
The Bucs ready for the kickoff. And here we go. It's in the air. And a fair catch signaled for and taken successfully.
The Chargers take over first and 10 at their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. And with time quickly fading here in the second quarter, not sure how aggressively, offensively they want to play this.
I think we'll find out just how much they trust their guys in this situation if they decide to take a shot.
Now the Chargers will use the second of their timeouts as they stop it with 19 seconds to go in half number 1.
First and 10 at the 50-yard line.
From the 50, here's Herbert. Going deep here for Allen. And this one is incomplete. A misconnection there. He's hit on just 50% of his passes thus far. That's not where you want to be.
Now you see the evolution of the game. You go back to the quarterbacks of old, 50% would be terrific because they threw the ball downfield almost every time they threw it. Now with the short passing game, you should be above 60% just to be in the average range.
Throwing again on 2nd and 10. Herbert. He'll get this out wide to Eckler. Now a timeout. 7 seconds left in the first half.
Well, offensively, that's the mismatch that you want. You want to force a linebacker to try and cover your back out of the backfield, out in some open space. They run like backs, and they take a lot of pride in covering. What a nice play he made there in the open field.
Herbert back to the air. And for the third time here in this half, it's intercepted. Picked by Antoine Winfield Jr. And the Bucs are going to get the football here at their own 23. A nightmare of a first half for him. That's now 3 interceptions. But Charles, with his talent, if anyone can shake this off and right the ship, it's him.
I agree, because you don't get to be one of the best quarterbacks in the league without developing some major mental toughness. So I expect him to go in the locker room at halftime, hit the reset button, and come out a new guy in half number 2.
So we reach halftime in what's been a fairly one-sided game so far. As we send you to Orlando to check in with Jonathan Coachman at our EA Sports Halftime Report. Coach? Welcome back. Charles and I settled into the booth, ready for quarter number 3. The Bucs with the lead, and they'll get the football first as the second half is underway. And he will not bring it out. It's a touchback. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Now a play fake here on first down. He's got his tight end. It's Tommy Tremble. And he'll be taken down, but not before they work it across midfield. 28 yards the gain there on the catch and run.
When you get a big tight end like this, sometimes it takes more than one man to bring him down. Oftentimes, your best bet, just jump on and hold on and wait for your teammates to arrive to help get him on the ground.
Straight ahead, Walker. Just a yard on the pickup there, and it'll bring up a 2nd and 9.
Yeah, things were pretty stacked up there in the middle of the line. A lot of bodies, not much space. I think ultimately he was fortunate to get anything out of that run.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. They'll get only a couple down to the 44. But not much on that run, Charles.
No, that's exactly the way to execute a run blitz there. They guessed correctly that they would move the ball on the ground, honed in on it, and stopped them. Mark that down for a win in the defense's column.
And the line to gain here is the 37 on 3rd down. On 3rd down, here's Walker. And he got blown up. Losing yardage on the play back at the 44. That'll make it 4th down after a loss of 1.
And that's what this defense is going to need to do more in the second half. Good pressure that time, forces some indecision in the backfield. He's going to wind up being taken down for a nice loss.
So on trots the field goal unit, and wow, this is going to be a challenge here. And this will be spotted on the other side of the field. It's a 61-yard attempt. And this is off target to the left. Didn't get there anyway. It's no good, and that'll keep this a 19-point game.
Wow, partner, it's almost a little jarring to see a holder set up on the other side of midfield. I haven't brought out my binoculars to make sure on that one. That is showing an awful lot of confidence in the kicker to try and hit from 61 yards, and this one winds up no good.
He's got his man. That's Everett, the tight end. And he's going to be marked down just inside the 35. So apparently some grabbing there in the middle of the O-line.
I've often wondered why that doesn't happen more often for guys. And then trying to get your hands into the proper position, that's difficult to do. He got caught that time.
So the long field goal misses, and now the reverse. You're in a tough spot defensively. They'll start the drive at the 43. They'll run out of the gun with Eckler. And out of bounds on the other side of midfield.
Creating space for their runners. I had an old coach tell me before, they always told his runners, run around the offensive line in pregame. Get used to the ground shaking so you don't trip and fall when it happens in a game.
That flag accepted, and it backs the offense up a little bit. From the midfield stripe, they'll look to throw. He finds his target, Allen. And he takes this one down almost all the way to the 30. Second catch for him today, and it'll wind up a first down.
Well, we talk all the time about playing situational football. Right now, I think the scoreboard is dictating what they need to do. Where they are in this game, they've got to push the ball downfield, take their shots, try and get big chunks of yardage in a short amount of time. That was a nice play there.
Give him a couple on the carry there, 2nd and 8.
Well, any lane that might have been open there was closed pretty quickly, and that was because the defensive front, they won that battle at the point of attack at the line of scrimmage. They used great leverage, held their spot, and stacked him up.
Wide open, it's Allen, complete. Touchdown! Keenan Allen, 29 yards. And the Chargers are able to cut into that deficit. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the third quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard and you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
The kick unit on here for the Chargers as they will send this one away. And here comes a return from the middle of the end zone. Oh, a dangerous return man showing it here. And he takes it all the way across the 40 before going out of bounds.
At some point, we're going to get it through our heads. Special teams, special teams, special teams. The spark that often wins games.
Let's go now.
The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Their lead down to 2 scores after the touchdown a moment ago as they start with a 1st and 10. And he edges forward but only gets a pair of yards out of it. And it's 2nd down.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
70 Rangers, 18 Cardinals, 18 Cardinals.
Here's 2nd and 8. Looking downfield for Godwin. It's incomplete. Took a shot, couldn't connect.
That incompletion certainly makes this upcoming 3rd down a little bit more crucial. They need to find the right play to convert here and maybe start to tamp down a little bit of the momentum the other side is starting to gain.
So the failure to connect on 2nd down, that leaves him staring up here at a 3rd and 8. They'll drop to throw. He'll hit Watkins on the crossing route. And he'll go down, but not before getting this inside the 30. That gain on 3rd down, good for 28.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a 2-score lead in the 3rd quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Over the middle, complete. That's Walker. And he's going to get this down near the 25. From the 25, here's 2nd and 6. Back to throw again. And he's got Pierce. And in for the Buccaneers touchdown. Alec Pierce, 25 yards for the touchdown, as his guys are able to push that lead out a bit further. Extra point right down the middle, and that will make this a 19-point game.
Buccaneers 35, Chargers 16.
Out is the kickoff unit as they run up and send this one away. And this will not be brought out. It's a touchback.
At their own 25-yard line.
The Charger drive about to get going. I kind of feel like they've reached a do-or-die point in this game, Charles. If they're going to try to pull off an impressive comeback, it has to start right here, right now.
Yeah, now they've got a final chance to get out of this situation, but they also understand they've got to move the ball and move it fast. In addition, they need to save as much time so they can get 2 more possessions. I'm sure this isn't a novel thought, but maybe run some simpler routes instead of trying to get it all back in one shot. Defense certainly appears to be ready for them. Try and get it back little by little instead of in big chunks.
2nd and 10. Here's Herbert once more. Oh, he dropped it. They were looking for him in the middle third. He couldn't catch it. Now 3rd down. Maybe just a lack of concentration there as he couldn't haul it in.
And when you're going across the middle like that, you know, he's running that drag route, you are conscious of all the bodies and the traffic in there. But let's face it, if you're going there, you might as well come down with the football and absorb whatever else happens after that.
This offense in desperate need of a conversion as they come up on 3rd down. Play action. It's Herbert. Oh, he's got a man wide open, complete. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion.
1st and 10 at the 44-yard line.
Running on 1st down, Eckler. And this one not going anywhere. They get him at the 44 for a gain of just a yard.
That felt like a trap because it looked to me like the opposing front was on that play from the get-go. They had everyone crashing the ball carrier before he even made the line, and they hold him to just a yard.
Meanwhile, Herbert's throw there complete to Allen. And this is going to lead to another 1st down as the tackle's made at the Bucs' 31-yard line. From the shotgun, here's Herbert. That's into the hands of Eckler. And he'll be brought down at about the 23-yard line. So both teams trade touchdowns in the 3rd as we're through 3 quarters of play. This is the National Football League on EA Sports. They go back to the ground now with Eckler. And he'll only get a yard to bring up 3rd and 1. This will be play number 8 here on the drive. It's 3rd and a yard. Back to throw here, Herbert. This is swung out to Eckler. And he is going to have the Chargers 1st down as they're able to convert, albeit not by much, on 3rd and a yard. Herbert operating from the red zone. Looking Austin Eckler's way again. And they're going to get this down to about the 17-yard line here.
A 3-yard pickup brings up 2nd and 7 at the 17-yard line.
On 2nd down, Eckler. And he's brought down just outside of the 10 at the 11. They'll look to make it 3 for 3 on 3rd down conversions. They need a yard here.
Gain of 6 brings up 3rd and 1.
They'll fake the handoff. Now Herbert. And this is caught. He's got it. Touchdown, LA. An 11-yard touchdown. And the Chargers have got it back to a 2-score game here in the 4th. Extra point good by Hopkins. And they're able to cut this deficit down to 12. Set now to kick this one away, and off it goes. They'll return this from deep in the end zone. And he'll be brought down shy of the 20, so the decision to bring it out of the end zone, not a good one. The Bucs offense set to begin their next possession. Well, there are 2 scores on the plus side. Still time here in this fourth quarter, but maybe you start thinking about playing keep away?
Yeah, I think here's the situation. You're not thinking touchdowns anymore. You're just thinking first downs. To keep up with your theme there, playing keep away, first downs, they can't touch the ball.
Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. He'll look to throw. Oh, he'll want that one back. Incomplete. He doesn't drop too many in that department. 3rd down.
Well, you most certainly don't want to go 3 and out here and get the football right back, because your friend, Old Momentum, he's wondering if he should change sidelines about right now. And if you don't convert here, guess what? He's going to make the trek to the opposite side, and all of a sudden, you've got a battle on your hands.
Looking downfield for Godwin. And he bats it away, and it falls down incomplete.
There is something to a game plan with trying to keep a defense honest. With a guy with that type of speed, you do so. Send him deep, try and throw some air under it, and hope you connect downfield. On that play, they run successful.
It's a 43-yard punt, a return of 5, and it'll be Charger football here as they take over. The Charger drive about to get going. Well, still a long way to go, but trending upward. They scored the last time out, you remember. Then their defense forced the punt. Now they try to inch closer, but still ultimately down 2 scores in the final quarter. And now a throw on 1st down there, but it's incomplete.
I think he's got to be careful not to force anything into coverage right there. There weren't really any throwing lanes, but the best part for him, he's got 2nd and 3rd down to fall back on.
To throw on 2nd and 10. Herbert. Oh, the Buccaneer pressure too much. Down he goes. Finally hauled down for the first time this game. Multiple defenders in there to drop him.
Remember, throughout my career here in defensive coaches always say, guys, you got to earn the right to rush the passer. Well, they put themselves in a great spot with this big lead, and they know they've got to throw the ball.
These pass rushers have to be salivating. It is pin your ears back time indeed. Now a shot taken on 3rd down, but it's going to wind up incomplete.
When you're leading in the final quarter, your radar has to be up for any potential deep shots. And probably not the last one they're going to see in this game, not as long as they hold this lead.
Fourth down for Herbert. Desperation time. And Allen's got it. And out across midfield down to the 45. The time to pull out the stops is now, and they convert there on 4th down.
Good yardage on the completion there. And when they look at the scoreboard, they do understand a field goal is not going to do them any good. My guess, they're going to press the ball downfield as far as possible, try and throw it into the end zone and get a score, because they know they've got to get that done and get the ball back as quickly as possible.
And his pass is intercepted for the 4th time today. Picked off by J.C. Horn. There he goes right side. And it's a pick 6. He brings it back to the house for a Buccaneer TD. Well, this defense just continuing to do their thing, and now they add on to that lead with another pick six.
And how about the way they've played this entire game? Not only they put their stamp on it, but every time they try and mount an offensive challenge, they find a way to thwart it. And multiple pick sixes? Oh, yeah, they'll enjoy watching this tape after the game.
Extra point splits the uprights, and that will make this a 19-point game. So they throw the pick six. They'll get another shot at it now as this one's in the air. And this will not be returned. It's a touchback, and they'll begin at the 25. The Charger drive about to get going. Where we stand right now in the fourth quarter, this one pretty much out of reach. And, Charles, I know they're going to be disappointed about several things with this ball game, but the self-inflicted wounds, they've had several turnovers. You would have to think that's going to be something they're going to discuss heavily in the film session in the coming days.
You're absolutely right about that, partner, because they're going to have to sit in that film room and watch every error that they made and figure out how to not do it in the future. And mentally, I think a lot of the guys are already starting to think about, okay, how do we put this behind us and get better for the next time out? This, they'll use as motivation for the rest of the time that they play to hopefully never be in this type of situation again.
So after the second down incompletion, they'll come up now against a 3rd and 6. Now it's Herbert. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. So here's a 1st and 10 at the 38.
And the Chargers first down.
Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Good coverage downfield led to him taking off, picking up the first down on a 13-yard run.
13 yards on the play. That's another Chargers first down. 1st and 10 at the
Here's Herbert.
40-yard line.
Eluding the pressure right. And now here is another interception. Isaiah Simmons picking it off. And the Buccaneersons are going to take over at their own 28-yard line. I think you and I were a little surprised back earlier in the game when he threw his 2nd interception. I mean, who would have thought a quarterback of his caliber picked now 5 times?
It's beyond stunning to me because we're used to that with maybe a quarterback with less experience or less talent. But a quarterback of his caliber, I can't believe what we've just seen.
Absolutely. If you would have told me this coming into the ball game, I would have said never, not in a million years, but here we go.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where there'd be extra defenders in the box coming after them, trying to keep them from locking down a game. Right now, they want to show the world they're up to the challenge.
A gain of 5, good enough for the first down. 2 minutes left to play in this football game here on EA Sports. Things looking much rosier for them here in week 2. They work with the lead as they've got it 1st and 10. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. 95 yards rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long. No doubt those are the types of carries they're looking for here, Charles. The lead in the fourth quarter. This is when coaches that have a reliable running game, they breathe a little easier on the sideline.
Yeah, they love the idea that they can take the air out of the football at this point of the game. That means they're really counting on that offensive line, counting on the runners, taking care of the football. Because you're going to tell your quarterback, hey, no time to be a hero. We're not going to throw it here. Just eat up that clock. And if you have the ball, they can't score. Well, that's a carry they have to be satisfied with. And throughout this game, they've been satisfied with what he's given them. Whenever they've needed a big run, a first down, he's the guy they've turned to. And it doesn't matter what the defense thinks. They feel like they've got the confidence to keep handing it to him and keep picking up good yardage.
He'll take it inside the 25.
This drive is pretty clear. Almost feels like old school fundamentals, doesn't it? Want to impose their will on the defense. What's that, 5 straight runs?
Yeah, 5 straight carries to start this drive. And like you said, the way it's working, they may just stick with it. Again, it's Walker. And a strong run there as he'll maneuver his way down inside the 15. It's a gain of 11, and the Bucs have a first down.
First down, Tampa Bay.
Hand off here to Walker. And he'll be taken down here at about the 11. Give him 3 on first down. It'll set up a 2nd and 7. Charles, a lot of happy faces heading into the tunnel as this one ends, and understandably so. Not only did they get the win, but boy, their offense was on fire in this ballgame.
I pray to God they rattle tattle. Hey, what's a rapper? I started off that, now I'm better. I get capital. I help my people to get cheddar. I do